Hi, this is Jay Harwood. It's a very special edition of Amazing Conversations with my Hawaiian friend, Mr. Benny Agbayani, number 50, but number one in the Mets fans' heart. Benny, I want to start off. I want to talk about your family for a second before going to your illustrious career. Tell me about your son, Bruin, committed to South Carolina, a scholarship, rated the number one high school prospect in Hawaii. Tell me about him.
Yeah, he's a very special player. Once he came out of my wife's womb, he was almost like a baseball player coming out of her womb.
Did he come out
Um,
with a bat, Benny?
it saw, yeah, it almost, it was like a dream come true. I mean, he picked the bat up. He started swinging left-handed, and he threw right-handed, and it was amazing. I mean, this kid loves the game.
And he's a shortstop, right, Benny?
Yeah, he's a middle infielder, but I have him playing all over middles, corners, outfield, and sometimes he wants to pitch.
Do you does he know about your career with the Mets? You told me once he would love to play for the Mets someday. I know it's what could happen. Did you tell him how good it was for you in New York?
I think he kind of realized on the last trip when we went on to the when we had the old timers game. I think that kind of
Oh, you he was
touched
with
him a
you,
little bit. Yes.
and he got a good spec of it. So what's the procedure now? He's committed to go. I'm sure he'll be draft eligible. You want to see where he's drafted? Would that be the thing?
Yeah, he's a junior now, so in 2025 he'll be a senior. So I mean, he has a lot of time to develop and become a better ball player. I think being a dad and playing in the major league, I think I'm very hard on him, and I think he can become better. So I try to push him to be the best he can be, and if it happens, it happens. I told him it's going to be a tough and it's going to be a grind.
Brewer's not the only athlete with your kids. Alea is now
Yeah.
playing softball at Berkeley, and a pretty good player, huh?
Yeah, Alea, and I have my other daughter, Ilana. Alea graduated from Cal Berkeley. She has 2 more years she had 2 more years of eligibility, so she ended up joining her sister at BYU. So both of them are there at BYU right now.
And Elena, did she play sports at all? I mean, she did, right? She's in the Hawaii Hall of Fame with you, right? High School Hall of Fame.
Who?
Elena
My
is
do-
in the High School Hall of Fame.
yeah, they're in the Nissan Hall of Fame. Yes.
As of you, that's going to be a pretty proud father, huh?
I'm very proud of them. Just that, every year we asked them if they wanted to play, and every year they went out and they did their best, started training, and they knew how hard it was, and but they fulfilled their own shoes. I mean, my two daughters, they're both Gatorade players of Hawaii, and it's a great feeling.
And you're both at BYU now. You said, right?
Yes.
But I have to have a new name for you now. I have to call you Coach right now, huh?
Yeah, I think so, Jay. Yeah.
Coach of your old was it St. Louis High School?
Yes, that's my old stomping grounds. The job came available, and the president ended up picking me to be to take over.
Is it men's, women, or just men's baseball?
It's men's baseball. It's a Catholic school, so it's all boys school.
Is your model going to be Bobby V as a coach, a manager?
Yeah, it is. I mean, I've been around him so long that he has taught me a lot of things about the game, and just life about the game, and how to become the best player you can be. So I think I'm gonna try and take all of that knowledge I have learned over the years. Bobby V was he was a mentor to me, and I'm just gonna make sure that I can just try to share that knowledge that I have with all these kids that throughout the years I've been playing.
Why, Betty? Why do you think you and Bobby V hit it up? He managed you in AAA. When he got the Mets job, he brought you to the Mets. When he went to Japan as manager, cheap loaded Marines, you won a Japanese title. He brought you there, and you wound up winning an Asian title with him. Why do you think you two guys hit it off so well?
I think he gave me the opportunity to to play in the major leagues. And I just listened and learned. Just try to um, pick up all the things that he wanted me to do. And when he gave me my opportunity, he just said, "Hey, do your best and go out there." And for a person that gives you the opportunity, you want to go out there and you want to make sure that every time you take the field, you do your best.
You are the greatest athlete in the world, but you made a nice career for yourself. Desire, determination. What do you think made you succeed in the major league level, Benny?
I think it's just adversity, dealing with the adversity, just dealing with the fans in New York, and just go out there every day and play as hard as I can. And win or lose, as long as I told myself, hey, I did the best I could out there. And I think that's what it really helped me, where I didn't let anything bother me, because I grinded it out. And I came up the farm system. And I earned everything everything that was given to me.
Betty, I heard you had another job in 1999. Did you play in outfield? You were Pat Mahomes' babysitter. His father just said something that when Pat wasn't playing, Pat gravitated towards you. Is that true?
Yeah, he did. It was one of those things where you had this little kid, coming in the summer, and he would run out there to the outfield and he would stand by me. And at first I was like, whose kid is this? And they said it was Pat. And, it's amazing now that, that's, Pat Mahomes for the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, who would have known that I was standing next to all-time quarterback?
Why do you think he gravitated to you, Betty? You just hit it off with him, or
Yeah, I don't know. He just, he just took my glove and he wanted to catch fly balls and he wanted to just, be out there with us. It's amazing, an athlete like that. And, I was telling Jay one day, Peyton, hey, I think this kid's gonna be super good.
really?
And you could see
Seriously?
it. Yeah. Yeah. I didn't know I didn't think he was good in football, but I thought he was gonna be good in
And he was
baseball.
tiny,
But
right? He wasn't a big kid.
yeah, he wasn't. He was little. He was a little baby, just or a little kid, just out there, just want to be, hanging out with the guys and shaking our hands and just wanted to go get every ball out there.
He was a pretty good shagger, I heard too, right, Benny?
Yeah, he was amazing because he could catch some of those balls out there.
Yeah, but do you, Betty, you follow his career now at all? You still follow him? And
Yeah, yeah, we follow him, and my wife still keeps in contact with his mom. And it's one of those things where you never know who you run into. And he just blew up and became the Kansas City Chiefs all-time quarterback.
a couple of dates I always remember. Third game of the division series, Giants 2000. 1-1, bottom of the 13th, you come up against Aaron Foltz. What were you thinking when you came up that time?
What I was thinking, I know I was going up to take my bat, and I told Tom Robson, what am I what should I be looking for? And he said, just look for something you can hit out of the park. And I went up there. It's like it's cold, and it's getting late, and I just went up there and looked for a pitch, and I got it.
Betty, I've been with the Mets for 40 years. I can never remember Shea being that electric. We were running you running around the bases. I mean, it had to be pretty
Oh yeah, it was.
crazy for you, huh?
Yeah, it was crazy. It was one of those moments you'll never forget. I mean, it's in the playoffs. It's a sold out stadium, and it almost felt like the stadium was shaking.
I was, and the next day, Bobby Jones pitches the one hitter. We go on to the next round, and what do you remember of that game? Bobby's one hitter and against a pretty good San Francisco lineup.
Yeah, I mean, he had a great plan out there, and that was, for him to pitch like that against the Giants. I mean, with that lineup they had, it was a potent lineup. But Bobby had it going on, that day, and everything fell into I think the momentum of the night before it ran into the next night, and the next,
No, I agree
it was
100%. I agree
amazing.
100%. And that earlier that year, you actually had the game-winning RBI in our first game. And you were played in Japan, pitch hit grand slam in Tokyo, And you had a lot of friends and family there, right? That had to be another pretty big thrill for you.
Yeah, it was. After the game, I went out and hung out with the sumo wrestlers from Hawaii, and it was great. I mean, it was amazing to just be a part of them, and having time to share with them, that moment in Japan.
Betty, one incident to me typifies why the fans beloved. I think you know where I'm going. In August of 2000, made a great catch in left field, fly ball, running into to the stands, running to to the clubhouse. You toss the ball to a guy in the stands, a kid in the stands. You take a couple of steps. You say, "Oh my God, this is not the third out." You ran back and get the ball. You get the ball back, throw it in. They get 2 runs. But the bottom line is, Mets won the game 3-2. But you managed to give the kid a ball at the end of the night, right?
Yeah, I did. And it's so funny you say that because my son always reminds me of that. But yeah, I
That
did.
shows what a
I
good
felt
person
so
you are,
bad.
Betty. And what I is a guy, the PR guy. After the game, you were right by your locker telling everybody what happened. You didn't run or you told the truth, and that was it.
Yep, that was it. I made a mistake, and
And then in World Series that year, you get the game-winning RBI in the only game that we win. Looking back, how frustrating was it? Maybe first at the right where we had a great year, win 90 games, win the beat the the Giants and the Cardinals, and lose to a pretty good Yankee team. But I think we lost by 5 runs in 4 games. We win the first game, extra innings, we lose. A different story, huh? I mean, looking back, it's a little bit frustrating that we didn't win that year.
yeah, it was frustrating because I mean, kind of look at it throughout the year. I mean, we struggled, and look where we ended up. We played as a team, and everything was just, at the end was, kind of clicking for us. And that, like you said, that first game when we played the Yankees, I mean, that was the game right there. I mean, that momentum would have carried us throughout the series.
But let me ask you this: you were with the Mets 4 or 5 years, not a long career. I remember them playing, Benny and the Jets after Elton John's song, Benny and the Mets after Elton's song. Why do you think the fans loved you so much?
I was a kid from Hawaii. I just was one of those guys that, I just went out there and did my job. I just gravitated to the fans. I know I took some beating out there when I screwed up, but, I just knew that, there was always behind me when I did very well.
Betty, baseball is a big part of your family. You actually got married at home plate.
Yes, I did. It was before the AAA All-Star game in Norfolk, Virginia.
And how did you convince your wife to do that?
I told her that, you know, I don't know how I did, but it came out I did. But I think it was the owner of the Norfolk Tides that did that for us. And
Was it Dave Rosenfield? Do you remember
yeah,
Dave?
yeah, it was Ken. Yeah, it was Ken. It was Dave Rosenfield and Ken.
Yeah, yeah.
Forget his name.
Betty,
Yeah.
yeah, I forget too. But Betty, what does your season start now? Your high school season?
My first day of tryouts is February 5th. My season will start on February 10th, preseason, and I'll go through that right there.
How many games do you play?
I think we're gonna play like at least 20 games.
How's the travel for the stuff?
The travel is we'll be traveling to Maui to play in a tournament. I think that's the only travel, and then we'll play regular season.
But Betty, why had you? You're in the mainland, right? Forgive me. How is the damage? Is it gotten any better on Maui, or I know it's a lot of deaths and damage, and how is it there now?
I think it's just a growing process. Every day is another day, and slowly but surely, I think Lahaina will build up and get better.
Well, well, Betty, I wish you would Bruin. So now you're gonna. He's at your high school too, right? So you'll be coaching him, right?
Yeah, he went to he's at another high school, so he'll sit out this year, and then he'll play senior year for me.
For you. So you're gonna take control or be a little bit demanding on him and stuff like that.
Yeah, it will be demanding, but I think he understands, what he needs to do, and that's the thing I always tell him. If you want to play in the major leagues, you got to know how to, deal with adversity. Knowing that I'm the coach, you're gonna have to get yourself better because I don't want to just hear it from all the parents or people that, oh, that's his son, that's why he's starting or
That's
anything
a
like
good
that.
point. Yeah, you got to be proud of your whole family, Benny. Right? Your children are athletes, done well in college, and gone on to have good careers. So he's got to make you proud as a father, right?
Yeah, it does. But I contribute that to their mom also. Just holding us all together.
Is she a rabid fan when she goes to the games?
No, she's just one of those. She's one of those fans that that just cheers on the kids, and just we'll work on things after the game or during the week that we need. She tells us what we need to work on, and then we start working on it. And
She
it's
won't
great
yell
to
at the
have that.
coach, huh, Benny?
Oh no, she's actually the coach. I'm just the person that try to coach up the kids.
Hey, man, listen, you're a good guy, man. One of my favorite guys, and I'll let Bobby know, but that you're a manager, coach now, and you're modeling
No,
your
don't do
after him.
that. He's gonna fly to Hawaii and tell me how to coach.
Look, one quick story. I was at a dinner with him in New York, and he went to the loudspeaker. His voice was still as loud as you ever want to see. We were honoring at the dinner the 99 infield with Robin, Fonzie, Ray, and Robin, and Bobby introduced a couple of the guys. His voice was still as boomy as ever, Betty. It's still as boomy as ever. You
Yeah, I
know.
don't think he needs a microphone. He
No,
can
he
speak to
doesn't, man.
everybody.
Betty, one of my favorites. You're a good guy, and I appreciate everything you did. And good luck to Brew and your family, the girls, and your team, and win a championship, man.
I will. I'll try my best, Jay.
Okay, Betty, you be well. Take care of yourself, huh?